Hello YouTube Pipers, Double O Pipe here, and my Bing's favorite. And I mixed up some half and half and some Edward G. Robinson's pipe blend a while back. Bottled it up on 4/20/23, so it's been back there bottled up for almost a year, and it's as dry can be. So it should light easy. Not sure I like the taste of that on my tongue. I know this is supposed to be a Codger blend. I got a feeling the room note isn't the best. It's a good thing I live by myself. I don't know, it might grow on me. Especially after I have a sip or two. Or three. I didn't really have anything to say. I've missed talking to the glass. This thing right here. Oops, what did I do? Huh. I did something. There you go. I don't know what I did. I don't know, it's kind of mild. Not bad. I guess that first light was just kind of rough. If I had a filter in this, it might have been a little easier. Maybe it was too warm. Not bad. It grows on you, I guess. At any rate, this Wednesday I'm getting a new computer, so we'll see if that makes any difference with these things. I had meant to get on here yesterday for Mother's Day to wish everybody's mother a happy Mother's Day. But like so many other days, time just flew by. And there's a little square right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I can, and it's bugging me. Do you see it traveling around the screen? Where I touch it goes? Is it just me? Well, heck fire. I bought some potatoes, some squash, and some carrots, and cooked those up this weekend in memory of my mother. Those were some of the vegetables she used to cook, and I always liked them. I've never been able to get them to taste the same, but I guess you never do. At any rate, I gave it a shot. I've eaten them all. I wish I could think of something to talk about, but I really don't have that much to talk about. Like I say, I just wanted to share a pipe and sit here and gab. Drink. Is this going to be a pint? Well, it's going to be over a pint because it's a mixture of two. Anyway. I got some new glasses. I don't know if they look any different from the ones I had on before. But I can't get them to stay where they're supposed to be. They keep slipping down my nose. And the place I got them, it would take too long to go back just to have them adjust them. So I'll just live with it. So I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. Those of you whose mothers are still around, I hope you went by their house and maybe cooked for them or something. Well, if not cooked for them, at least pick something up. We used to always meet on Mother's Day, the kids and I. Come over and sit and spend the afternoon with my mother. When little, we'd always gather at my grandmother's house for Mother's Day. And all the family would show up. There'd be a bigger spread on Mother's Day as there always was on Christmas and Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'm going to keep smoking a pipe, fellas. At present, I only smoke a bowl about once a week. And I guess it's because I don't smoke it right or something, because it's like I have to let my tongue ease off. It's not like I'm trying. To puff it away like a choo-choo train. What I would like to know is how those people who write or paint can keep a bowl of tobacco fired up while they're concentrating on what they're doing. I've tried that, and with a matter of minutes it's out. Or is it just to have something in your mouth while you're concentrating, not necessarily to have smoke coming in and out? I asked my doctor why he smoked. He smoked cigarettes, as everybody did back in the day. And he looked at me, and he looked at the cigarette in his hand, and looked at me again and said, "I guess it's a replacement for the nipple." Put it back in his mouth. Oh, Lordy. And I guess maybe that was part of it. I don't know. This is Corona Extra. That's not really what you should be mixing with this, but it's about the only thing I've found that kind of mixes with it. And this is the Guinness Stout. And I try to put equal portions. I've heard it called stout and mild, and I've heard it called light and tan. So I don't know what the actual name of the mixture is. But ever since I got it in the pub, I've always liked it. Stout by itself, like its name says, is a little too heavy, a little too thick. It's more like syrup. So if you mix it half and half with a lighter ale, it's a good mixture. When I was over there visiting my grandparents in 1966, I was 20 years old and full of myself. I used to go out with the cousins. And I would get really, really tight. My grandmother really frowned on drinking. Really did. And at the end of the night, my cousins would take me back to my grandparents' house where I was staying during my time over there. And they'd stop the car, take me over to the porch and pour me onto the porch. And then they'd get back in the car laughing and just take off. That was quite a time back in '66. That was the best summer I think I ever had. Went over on a boat, or a ship, I guess you would say, cruise ship. Met some of the prettiest girls. One of them was an artist, and we would go to, they offered art classes, and we'd go to the art class. And just for the hell of it, we were offered classes in portraits. We could draw portraits. And for the hell of it, if the girl or whoever it was that we were drawing a portrait of was sitting so that they were 3/4 angle like this, I would draw the picture as if they were like this. And the guy who was teaching the class came over and he looked at mine, he looked at everybody else's. And he said, "Are you sure you got that right?" I said, "Yeah, what's wrong with it?" He said, "You got her facing the wrong way." I said, "Well, that's the way I see her. She's looking this way." He looked at me, and he looked at the drawing, and he looked at the girl, and he just shook his head and walked off. I remember that girl. Really liked her too. There were a couple of 3 girls on there that I met and really liked, but this one, Susan Moskowitz was her name. Pretty little girl. Very talented. I wish I had kept up with her. We wrote back and forth while she was touring Europe and I was in England. And for some reason, we lost contact because I don't know whether I stopped writing or she just stopped picking up her mail at the places where you could pick up mail. And that was always a girl I would like to have seen again. She was, pardon me, a really good artist. I could have learned a lot from her, but we lost contact. She was from New Jersey. Don't remember the city now. But I'm sure with her, as with everybody else, we've all gotten old and lost memories, and times just... It's funny, when you're my age, you still see yourself as a teenager. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I'm just running my mouth and keeping you folks here. I got nothing really to say. I just, like I said, I just wanted to share a pipe, share a beverage, and just run my mouth. I started putting the stories I've written on Facebook, and I put it on one person's site, and they reacted to it in such a way that I thought that they were being negative. But after rereading their comments, I realized they were being positive, or at least trying to show me how I could make the story better. I don't know how to make them better. I know I was writing like mad back in the 80s. I would get up in the morning and write for like 2-3 hours. And it's surprising how your memories if you're writing about your memories, how much comes back to you. I have enough. Oh, I have over, I think over 200 pages back in the back. My memories in print. And I have a friend who's been trying to get me to try to publish them. But you know, I don't have a clue how to go about that. Originally, I wrote them so my children would have an idea of what it was like to grow up back in the 50s and 60s. I don't think my son's read any of them. My daughter's read a few. They just don't seem to be as enthused about them as I was to leave them for them. I guess they will be more enthused once I'm gone. But I would kind of like to have seen what their reaction was to them. I told my son about these posts I make here. And I talked those memories that I wrote down way back when. And I don't think he's watched one of them, which is kind of disappointing to me. I know my daughter's watched a few, but I've sent them to her to almost force her to watch them. And I thought the grandkids would enjoy them, but the first words out of their mouths was, "Ooh, he's smoking a pipe. Yuck." So what can you say? Y'all don't want to hear me griping. I think I was just disappointed about that they reacted to it in that way instead of looking at it the way I meant it to be looked at. What can you do? Next time I'll try to be a little more cohesive and tell a better story. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care of yourselves. I will say now, God bless till the next time. Bye-bye.